What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Crypto Tips. My name is Toby.
My name's Heidi.
And we are going to talk about the infrastructure bill. Why? Because a lot of people are freaking out right now. There's tons of conversations about with like big Twitter profile people that are in the industry worried about this space. I'm here to tell you to relax. And here's why. Okay. So let's get into it. The proposed cryptocurrency changes consists of two key parts. One would include digital assets such as crypto and requirements to report payments worth more than $10,000 to the IRS. The idea, or that idea, has generally generated little controversy. Okay, so the second part is what everybody's talking about, everybody's freaking out about. The second part would clarify the definition of a broker for players in the cryptocurrency market, which would require them to file a type of 1099 form for transactions on certain digital assets.
So basically they're first talking about exchanges, which obviously that's really easy for them to pass on a 1099 is because you have to identify yourself to use a centralized exchange in the US. As a US citizen, or if that exchange is based in the US and it's centralized, you're gonna have to go through some KYC. And the second part is talking about much more broadly, are you gonna get into it?
Yeah, okay, yeah. So let's get to Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong wrote on Twitter, issuing more 1099s is a great idea. Really? And that Coinbase is happy to do so. Of course they are. But he added the bill's definition of brokers would appear to include miners and developers, which makes no sense, and it could drive it outside of the United States, which is already happening, guys. People are flooding out of the United States right now that are in this space because they see the writing on the wall, guys. They see the writing on the wall, and they realize that this stuff like this will eventually get passed. Whether it gets passed right now or later doesn't matter. It's going to pass. And why is it going to pass? Because
first let's basically they're trying to define a broker in a very vague way in this bill, that it would include miners and developers, like you said, and also possibly staking nodes, or people who are running proof of stake nodes and paying people out in rewards. Those people would all have to essentially create a database, create their own KYC infrastructure and background checks basically on people. So is that even possible to enforce? Is that possible for people to be compliant with that? And the answer is no.
No, it's impossible.
So
yeah.
So it's either, for me, it's like people who are passing this bill, they're either completely uneducated on what they're trying to do, and they're trying to pass the bill anyway, or they know what they're trying to do, and they know that they're trying to smother the crypto innovations in the US.
And guess who's behind that bill? Janet Yellen. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, who was the federal chairwoman, was the Federal Reserve chairwoman. She is backing this bill hardcore. Why is that? Why is it a circular door going from the Federal Reserve straight into the Treasury?
Yeah.
Why is that, guys? Because Bitcoin and this entire space frees people from their monopoly on printing currency. As you know, the Federal Reserve is the central bank of the United States, right? So they print as much currency as they want. They have zero transparency. Zero. There's no transparency. If somebody says they're at all transparent, they're lying through their freaking teeth. There is zero transparency whatsoever with the Federal Reserve. Just look how it was created in 1913. It was actually created in 1909. Then the Federal Reserve Act was passed in 1913. So with that said, just look at their history. It's very esoteric. And look at what they're doing now. It's non-transparent whatsoever. So cryptocurrencies, they compete against their relevancy, which is the US dollar. And, the reason why I think this is going to eventually pass, because they own the U.S. military, they pay their salaries, they pay everybody else's salaries in U.S. dollars. It's going to pass. And, regardless of how much people fight about it, it's still going to pass, regardless. Whether it's tomorrow or the next day or whatever, next week, next year. Come on, guys. We see where this is heading. Governments don't go down without a fight. Just look at Rome. They took down the entire freaking empire of Rome just to debase their currency, pretty much. So yeah.
But let's think about this. Like what do they win if they pass this bill and they win? What do they win? They win driving all of the innovation of crypto out of the U.S. They win completely smothering the new economy, the new forms of investment and profits that their citizens could very easily benefit from and change their lives with. They win a lot of stuff that benefits them and not the citizens, basically. And it's going to drive everything else around the world. How many other countries are there?
195 different countries around the world
that aren't the U.S.
are licking their chops right now thinking about this infrastructure bill.
I'm sure there's a few that will follow the steps of the U.S. because they think that's a good idea.
Not all of them will.
But there's plenty of them that are seeing this opportunity and will be so happy to facilitate this new development and these new economies.
I have a feeling El Salvador is going to hop on.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, I wouldn't worry too much about it. If you are a U.S. citizen, it's really going to affect you.
If you don't know how to use a decentralized platform.
Exactly. But here's where we go into the good part. Developers are going to now develop truly decentralized platforms. This is where innovation really thrives. Innovation thrives. Keep in mind that back in 2007, 2008, this is why Bitcoin was born. Mm-hmm. It was even in the white paper. It was even in the first block. It was that, this is in retaliation from what central banks did back in 2008. So this is brilliant. The harder that governments come against crypto, the better off we're going to be, because there are so many bright minds, intelligent people that understand crypto, aren't scared of this stuff, and go, hey, this is an opportunity. I see this as an opportunity, instead of going, oh my gosh, the sky is falling, so many other big profile names in this space. It blows my mind. These people have no idea why cryptocurrencies actually exist. We got into crypto because we know that voting is stupid. Voting is dumb, like traditional voting by checking or calling up politicians. Why would you ever waste your time to call up a politician? I'm like, oh my gosh, are these people losing their mind? Why are they even in this space? Is it just to make money? I care about freedom a little more. So with that said, we got into this space because we understand that we don't even need to pay too much attention to politics anymore, because Bitcoin has literally freed us from a lot of that. Anyways, that's all I had to say. I wouldn't worry.
I would just finish this off by I know Tezos put out an email to all their users asking them to contact their senators to vote no on this bill and vote yes on the amendment coming with it. I think it's much more beneficial for you to, instead of wasting your time begging a senator to listen to you, teach yourself how to use a decentralized network, decentralized platform. Teach yourself how to protect your privacy and interact in this cryptocurrency space in an anonymous fashion. That will definitely benefit you far more than maybe a senator happening to listen to you.
Exactly.
So that's what this crypto is all about, is taking the power back from these centralized figures and having the responsibility yourself and taking the power into your own hands and interacting in a very free manner. So
yeah, and I'll end it with this. I wrote on Twitter that this morning, don't ever ask for permission. Nothing exciting, innovative ever happened by asking government for permission, especially to politicians. You build around governments, never work with them. They will simply suck away your energy and time if you do so, and you'll have nothing to show for in the end. And this is why Bitcoin has been around, has been the most profitable asset in the history of the world. And this is why it's changing everybody's lives, because it never asked for permission, never called a senator, never called a piece of government or anything. It never wasted its time. Instead, it focused on innovation and bringing the future into a decentralized world, which is great. Anyways, that's all we have today for you guys. Hope you liked it.
Yeah.
Hit a like, subscribe, and stay disobedient. Don't follow the sheep. Follow us instead, because we're going to lead you the right way. Bye.
Bye.